Emergency Galactic Federation Session 42C is now in session. The matter before us today concerns behavioral anomalies in the newly discovered human species.
The assembled representatives of the Galactic Federation shifted uncomfortably in their environmental chambers. Some leaked nervous gases, others buzzed with electromagnetic distress, and a few simply vibrated their appendages in barely contained anxiety. Admiral Zorath, a towering blue-scaled reptilian, stepped forward to the central platform, his metals clinking softly as he moved, each one representing a successful first contact mission over his 300-year career. But today, his usual confidence seemed shaken.
Admiral Zorath. Esteemed Federation members, I come before you with the most disturbing report of my career. It concerns a phrase that, when uttered by humans, appears to bend the very laws of probability themselves.
A ripple of disbelief swept through the chamber. Representative Xyrix, a floating mass of intelligent plasma, pulsed incredulously.
Admiral, surely you're not suggesting that mere words can alter reality?
Zorath's tail twitched.
If only it were that simple, Representative. Please observe Exhibit A.
The holographic display activated, showing footage from a standard first contact scenario. A human diplomatic vessel had encountered a Vexi mining operation in the Orion sector. The Vexi ship was experiencing a critical reactor failure, its containment field collapsing.
Watch the human captain closely.
The recording showed Captain Miguel Herrera on his bridge, listening to the Vexi's distress call. His expression shifted from concern to that peculiar human expression that Zorath had learned was called a grin. "Sir, the Vexi reactor is beyond saving. Their containment field mathematics are fundamentally flawed." Herrera stood up, handed his coffee mug to his startled first officer and said those fateful words.
"Hold my coffee, I've got an idea."
Several Federation members gasped as they watched Herrera proceed to rewrite advanced quantum mechanics equations using nothing but basic arithmetic and what he called eyeballing it. The Vexi ship's reactor not only stabilized, but began operating at 143% efficiency.
Impossible. The mathematical principles required for quantum containment took our species 10,000 years to perfect.
Zorath nodded grimly.
That was just the beginning. We've documented 247 similar incidents in the past standard month alone. Every time a human utters the phrase, "hold my," followed by the name of a beverage, they proceed to accomplish something that should be statistically impossible.
High Chancellor Xyrix's crystals dimmed thoughtfully.
Surely this is mere coincidence. Perhaps they possess technology we don't understand. Reconsider that.
Zorath replied, switching to another recording.
This is from last week, a human maintenance worker on Space Station Gamma 9. Listen carefully.
The footage showed a simple human named Tuan Nguyen, wearing a grimy uniform, approaching a malfunctioning gravity generator. A Relian engineer was explaining that the quantum harmonics would take weeks to recalibrate.
"Hold my beer, watch this."
He proceeded to kick the generator 3 times in precise locations, completely violating every known principle of quantum mechanics. The generator instantly began working better than when it was new. A murmur of disbelief filled the chamber. A hive mind representative buzzed in confusion.
Perhaps we should ban these beverages.
We tried. The humans simply switched to saying, "hold my juice box," with identical results.
High Chancellor Xyrix raised all 4 hands for silence.
Admiral, what do you propose we do about this situation?
That's just it, sir. The humans don't seem to be doing this maliciously. They appear genuinely unaware of the reality-bending properties of their actions. Our xenopsychologists are baffled. Some are suggesting we classify the entire species as a low-level reality warper.
Preposterous. Next you'll be telling us they can achieve similar results by saying, "What's the worst that could happen?" or "Watch this."
Actually, sir, about those phrases.
The Federation erupted into chaos as the implications sank in. Among the shouting and electromagnetic disturbances, only High Chancellor Xyrix noticed the small human cleaning worker who had entered to empty the waste receptacles. The human looked at the chaos, shrugged and muttered to himself.
Hold my spray bottle, I bet I can calm them down.
Xyrix felt a strange disturbance in the fabric of reality itself and quickly adjourned the session before anything else impossible could happen. 3 weeks after the Federation meeting, the experimental warship hung dead in space, its state-of-the-art warp drive reduced to what Chief Engineer Alejandro Ramirez would later describe as a very expensive paperweight. Captain Velos of the Arcturian Defense Fleet paced the bridge, his bioluminescent patches cycling through shades of worried purple. Their mission to test the new quantum fold drive had gone horribly wrong, leaving them stranded 17 light-years from the nearest outpost.
How long until the engineering team can restore basic function?
Lieutenant Gatto consulted his neural interface. The quantum manifolds are completely misaligned, sir. Conservative estimate 3 months of repairs at a specialized facility, if we can get there.
Which we can't, because we need a working drive to reach the facility that could fix our drive.
The bridge crew's collective bioluminescence dimmed in resignation. Then the intercom crackled.
Hey, Captain, this is Ramirez down in engineering. Mind if I take a look at your fancy quantum whatever?
Velos's patches flashed warning red. The human engineer had been assigned to their crew as part of an exchange program, supposedly to promote interspecies cooperation. So far, he'd spent most of his time making the ship's coffee machine produce something she called espresso.
Engineer Ramirez, the quantum F drive represents the pinnacle of 7 species combined technological achievement. It's not something you can just...
Ramirez interrupted.
I already took a peek at the schematics. Pretty cool stuff. Reminds me of my cousin's vintage hover car. That thing was always breaking down too.
Several bridge officers gasped at the casual comparison. Lieutenant Gatto's antennae curled in horror. Sir, we can't possibly...
Hold my coffee, I've got this.
Before anyone could stop her, Ramirez bypassed 3 safety protocols and rerouted power from the quantum stabilizers. Warning alarms blared throughout the ship.
Ramirez, those stabilizers are essential for preventing reality fractures.
Nah, now they're just fancy surge protectors. Watch this.
The next 47 minutes would later be classified as another entry in the growing database of human-induced impossibilities. Ramirez, humming, proceeded to violate every known law of quantum mechanics.